Hello, this is Evan Rogers, and I'm coming at you with Lesson 8 examples and practice review from the basics. This is me looking at the lesson, me looking at my own ugly face, and that's me looking at you. Here we go. I hope you're ready to learn more about what did we do this lesson. We're learning about ni, e, and de as it pertains to going to locations and actions happening at a location. Once again, grammar's above you. And we're just going to jump in. Oh, we also talked about kaerimasu versus modorimasu. Kaerimasu is to return home. Modorimasu is to return to a location. Once this Evan's Japanese. I hope you learned some Japanese from me today. Examples. Number 1, we have kawa ni ikimasu. Oh, sorry, ikimashita. We have past tense in here. Kawa ni ikimashita. I went to the river. Kawa e ikimashita. I went towards the river. Very similar, almost exactly the same sentences, slightly different. Not a big deal. I went to the river, I went towards the river. Kawa ikimashita. Kawa ni ikimashita. Number 3. Ashita mizu umi ni ikimasu ka? Ashita, tomorrow. So we're introducing time into our sentences now. Ashita mizu umi ni ikimasu ka? Will you go to the lake tomorrow? Perfect, yeah, great. Number 4, kino uchi ni kaerimashita. Kino uchi ni kaerimashita. I returned home to my home. Home is kind of implied twice there. Yesterday I returned home. Excitement. Number 5, senshu mise de ken o kaimashita. Kaimashita is a verb of action. You have to act to buy things. You don't act to exist. You don't act to do to understand. You don't act to do a lot of things. However, buying something is definitely an action. Senshu is last week. Mise de, at a store. Ken o kaimashita. I bought a sword last week at a shop. Alright, number 6. Hayashi de kuma o mimashita. Hayashi de kuma o mimashita. Seeing something, or watching something, or looking at something is an action. And thus, the location of watching, which is the forest in this situation, is where we watch something. Hayashi de kuma o mimashita. I saw a bear in the forest. / I was watching a bear in the forest. Number 7. Dokutsu de kumo o mimashita. Basically the same sentence, however, different location, different thing. In a cave, I saw a spider. Alright, number 8. Shiro de osama no yoroi o torimashita. Shiro de osama no yoroi o torimashita. The verb is torimashita, took. The thing that was taken is yoroi, which is armor. Whose armor / what kind of armor? Osama no yoroi, the king's armor. And where did it happen? Shiro de. In the castle, the king's armor was taken. Somebody took the king's armor is a more accurate translation. So, and we're gonna assume it was me because I'm the one talking, I guess. Alright, number 9. Doruido ga hayashi ni modorimashita. The druid returned to the woods. I remember thinking when I wrote this if I should write down kaerimasu as a joke, because aren't druids forest? Oh, what am I saying? Woods. Okay, my wife's yelling at me because I translated hayashi as the woods on accident. Sorry, hayashi is like a forest. No, good call, Yuki. Nope, she ran away. Druid ga hayashi forest ni modorimashita. Do druids live in the forest? I assumed I went with no, so I went with modorimashita. However, you could make the argument that druids do live in the forest, and thus it should be kaerimashita. So my wife was yelling at me. Number 10. Dare ga toshokan ni kimashita. Oh, that should have a ka at the end of it. Whoops. Dare ga toshokan ni kimashita ka? Who came to the library? I'll have that on there before you even see this video. Alright, and next, 11. 来週 Goldshire 町へ行きます. Next week, towards where will you go? Goldshire Machi. For those of you who aren't total nerds, or who didn't just play World of Warcraft, Goldshire was a city in World of Warcraft. Number 12. 誰がどこで何を売りましたか? 誰がどこで何を売りましたか? This is a 3-question sentence. Who sold what? Where? Number 13. エドガーはフィガロ市に帰りました. Did you guys ever play Final Fantasy 6/3? Edgar wa Figaro shi ni kairimashita. Edgar returned to Figaro City. That's a great game. Alright, practice. Translate this story into English. Senshu Hayashi e ikimashita. Time period is last week. Hayashi e ikimashita. I went towards the woods last week. 道にウィザードがいました. Exactly, there's a wizard in the road. There was a wizard in the road. ウィザードは杖がありました. ウィザードは杖がありました. So what did the wizard have? Wizard Dunn did have a staff. Tsue is staff. Here I'm looking at myself instead of you. 杖がありました. He had a staff. 林に動物がいました. Pretty dumb sentence. Hayashi ni doubutsu ga imashita. Inside the forest, there were animals. Kuma o mimashita. Oh my gosh, we saw a spider. Kuma o mimashita. Watashi ga kuma o kougeki shimashita. I'm sorry, did I say spider? I meant bear. Watashi ga kuma o kougeki shimashita. I attacked the bear. Dun dun dun. Tsuchihoko o tsukaimashita. Tsuchihoko o tsukaimashita. I used a mace. Kumo o koroshimashita. Killed that bear. Machi ni kairimashita. Returned home. Machi no mise de buki o kaimashita. I guess maybe the mace broke, so at a store in the town, I bought a weapon. Okay, hopefully that should be enough help for that. Let's see what happened. That was Senshu, which is last week, and then the next paragraph is about yesterday. Kino doukutsu ni ikimashita. 洞窟にゴブリンがいました。ゴブリンを見ました。Obviously. ゴブリンは本がありました。Oh, that goblin has a book. Or had a book yesterday. ゴブリンを攻撃しました。Gonna beat that goblin up. ゴブリンのウィザードは私に呪文をかけました。This is actually a tricky sentence right here. So let's break this one down. The rest of them you should be able to handle at this point. Goblin no wizard, so the wizard of goblin / the goblin wizard. Why is it a wizard? It has a book. Obviously, all goblins with books are wizards. Come on. Goblin no wizard wa watashi ni. This is ni. However, this is not towards or like to a location, because the verb is not go or come or return. This is ni as in the target. At me. Jumo no kakemashita. Cast a spell at me. The goblin wizard cast a spell at me. Goblin no wizard o koroshimashita. Apparently, without a fight or telling you what the spell was, I killed the goblin. Great. Goblin no yoroi o torimashita. Torimashita took goblin no yoroi, the goblin armor. Next one is goblin no hon o torimashita. Took his book. Machi ni kairimashita. Returned home to the city, which is assumed to be my home. Then the next sentence / paragraph is what's happening tomorrow. Ashita mizumi ni ikimasu. Okami ga imasu. Yumi o tsukaimasu. Okami o koroshimasu yo. Koroshinda yo. Alright, yeah, so you're gonna kill a wolf near the river, and you're gonna use your bow. Great. Where will you go? What will you do? When will you go? That's sort of a joke about, what was it, Gone with the Wind? I haven't even really seen the movie. What will I do? Alright. There have been some problems near Stormwind City. Yes, there are too many pandas. You and your crew have already taken care of 2 of the problems. You took care of 2 of the problems. One last week and one yesterday. You still need to take care of 2 problems. So in the future, you're going to take care of 2 of the problems. Write a summary of when and where you will go, and when and where you have gone already. Also, write what you did there. So basically, write 4 sentences using the information provided. 2 of them past tense, saying last week. 1 of them maybe yesterday or something, and then 2 of them talking about what you're going to do in the future. So if we just go in order and use last week, yesterday, tomorrow, and next week. So goblin in the woods. So there were some goblins in the woods last week. I'm just throwing last week on number 1. You can do last week for any of them. I encourage you to practice crazily. Use last week for all of them. Use tomorrow for all of them. Use yesterday for all of them, and use next week for all of them. Practice, 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 and talk to yourself. Talk to your dog. Talk to your your pillow. Practice saying this. You have to train your mouth. You have to train your brain to communicate with your mouth. Practice, practice, practice. For reals, my college of learning Japanese was me talking to myself. My dog had no idea what I was saying to it, but he enjoyed the attention. It was me talking to my dog. Hey, Hayashi-san, doku ikimasu ka? It was just kind of weird, but that's what we did. Number 1, goblins in the woods. Let's say last week I took care of them. Senshu, goblin ga Hayashi ni imashita. And my wife's going to yell at me again because I translated that as woods. I'm going to change all these words woods to forest. Before you see this video. Sensu goblin ga hayashi ni imashita. Hayashi ya ikimashita. Goblin o kougeki shimashita. Goblin o koroshimashita. Yeah, I killed the goblins. Yesterday, kino, I guess supposed to be number 2. Kino, koboldo ga mizuumi ni imashita. Now it says near the lake, so that kind of means you're going to go towards the lake. So let's use the e particle. Mizumi e ikimashita. Koboldo o 3 nin imashita. I saw, oh, you haven't learned how to count people. Koboldo ga imashita. Koroshimashita. You know, just basically those sorts of things. You should be able to handle all these on your own. Number 3. I'm going to try to keep this video short. Number 3. Where will you go to do the following? Where are you going to go to buy a book? Machi no mise de hon o kaimasu. Where will you go? When will you go? And what will you do while you're there? Alright, so where will you go? Machi no mise ni ikimasu. When will you go? Ashita ikimasu. And what will you do while you're there? Hon o kaimasu. Ashita machi no mise ni ikimasu. Machi no mise de hon o kaimasu. Fight spiders. Where are you gonna go to fight a spider? Let's say spiders exist in the cave. Yeah. We'll do it next week too. Raishu dokutsu de kumo o kougeki shimasu. I will attack / fight the spiders in the cave next week. Boom. Big sentence. Take weapons. Where are you going to take the weapons? Where's a good place to take weapons? How about from this? Will be cojones. Let's steal from the castle, and we'll do it tomorrow. Ashita shiro de buki o torimasu. I will take weapons from the castle tomorrow. Attack bears. Bears exist in what? The wood, forest. Yuki's gonna beat me up. じゃあ、明日、熊を攻撃します。林で熊を攻撃します。There we go. Basically the same thing for the rest of the sentences. Have fun.